Boy, you evangelical fundies love that verse. Jesus said, go and sin no more.
Well, we don't say it like that.
But you forget the rest of the context. Of course, you don't even know the rest of the context, because when you posted this comment, somebody asked you specifically where Jesus says this, and you replied, the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's not right, my dude. Jesus says this in John chapter 8, and only in John chapter 8.
That's not right, my dude. He also said it to the lame man that he healed at the pool of Bethsaida in John chapter 5. He said, don't sin anymore lest something worse happen to you. I think what this person is saying is that runs the tenor of all of Jesus' ministry, and it does. From the beginning to the end, he told us that we ought to not sin, that we ought to be perfect, so that we might go to be with God forever. And then his apostles carried on that message as he instructed them.
It started with a group of religious hypocrites dragging a woman caught in adultery before Jesus and asking for permission to beat her to death with rocks. Finally, he looks up and he says, let the one who is without sin cast the first stone. And he goes back to his doodling. And this crowd of religious hypocrites realize what he's just said to them, what he's just said about them. And one by one they drop their rocks and they wander away. And finally Jesus looks up and he looks around and he says, woman, is there no one left to condemn you? And she says, no one, my Lord. And Jesus replies, then neither do I condemn you. And it is then, and only then, after he says he refuses to condemn her, that he says, go and sin no more.
And what do you think he meant by that? Go and sin some more? You think that's what he meant? No, he meant go and sin no more. This is Jesus' message. Only the righteous, only the perfect will see God. Jesus was righteous and perfect, and he imputed that to us so that we now can see God. But we are not to sin. We are to refrain from sin. Sin is still bad. Sin is always going to be bad.